Alright, so we seem to be pretty happy so far with our layout and the design, and we're ready to show this to the client. We're ready to start the design. We just need to get the wireframes approved. So what I like to do is export this to a PDF format so that the client can then review it. Now, the Adobe PDF or the Adobe Acrobat version is it's probably one of the best options because it's cross-platform. So people on PCs and Macs have it. It's free, at least the basic version for them to be able to see. It's something that if they have the professional version, they can make markups to and then send back to you. It opens in browsers, it opens in all different devices, so it's really kind of a universal format that most people are accustomed to looking at proofs in. So with that being said, what I do is in Photoshop, still have my individual artboards all set up here. In fact, I need to rename that last one there. Menu open. There we go, that looks a little bit better. So what I like to do is go to File and Export, and you'll see you've got a couple different options up here. Now, it all depends on how you want to present this to the client. Sometimes I will take and create individual artboard files so that each artboard's its own piece of work so that I can then put that into a deck or a presentation or put it on a monitor for the client to be able to see if they come in to look at it with me. Maybe I want to have a sign-off sheet, so I want to just put one page on each sheet so they can sign off each sheet or make comments to it. But a lot of times I'm just emailing them a PDF of what I have. So a lot of times I'll just do artboard to PDF. So if you click on that, you get a couple different options here where you can first choose where the PDF is going to go. And I can just browse for that on my desktop. Name it. I call this Design 1. And I can have a couple different options here. I can include overlapping areas, the artboard content only. So what this is going to do is a lot of times people will because it's not really something that's built into Photoshop yet, is to show kind of the flow of we can draw arrows that may say like from home you would then go to this, or let's say like when I click on this icon here I'd maybe draw an arrow that then pointed down here to show that flow process. That is outside of the bounding areas of the artboard, so that may be something that you do want to show, or maybe it's something you don't want to show. Maybe those are internal notes for you to remember certain things, or it is something you want the client to see. So those are options that you may want to choose or not choose based on what you need to show them. Export selected artboards, so maybe I don't want to do each individual one. I can do individual artboards if I wanted to. Include the background in the export, so maybe I have just a white background right now, or maybe I had some other kind of background just as a placeholder. Maybe it was something that I was designing on top of. Maybe it was kind of like a template that I was designing and I did not want to include that, but I left that layer turned on, so I could include that background or not. And then do I want to create this as a multi-page document or one document per artboard? So are those individual PDFs, or is it all one PDF that has multiple pages in it? Finally, I can choose the type of compression that I'm using for this. I usually just leave a lot of these defaults the way that they are here. And like I do is click Run, and you are set to go. After a couple seconds, maybe a little bit longer, you will get a PDF very similar to this. Now, I'm not in love with the order that it turned out in, so it's not a big deal, though. I am happy with the way that it turned out otherwise. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, and I'll see that page 1 was my final artboard. And page 2, go up and down, I can either scroll up or down. See, page 2 here is my regular mobile device, and page 3 is the full website. So each one comes out as a page as its own size. You'll see that the third page is a little bit larger than the rest. I can simply zoom out to see all of it. Or I can zoom out even further to see everything. But I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So let's say I wanted to show this in a different order to the client than what's showing right here. It doesn't really make sense to show the open menu and then the closed menu mobile device and then the desktop. So over here, depending on how you have Acrobat laid out, click on the side area over here and you can see that you've got a couple little like page thumbnails over here. If I click on that, I can see the order of these things, and I can just simply click and drag and reorder the items within here. So having this as a PDF makes so much more sense. Again, most clients should be able to open this up. It can be opened up in most browsers nowadays, and depending on the version of Acrobat that they have, they can mark it up, they can write comments on here, they can make small changes to it, and then send it back for final approval.